Good morning, everyone. It is Brenda Quintana here, and I am live this morning. And I'm here to share with you a treat holder that holds hot cocoa and cookies. And so it just makes a great gift. It also would make a great craft fair goodie to sell. And I like it because, well, here it is. It is like a fair size. So it looks like a little gift if you put it on someone's desk or you hand it out, and it's just kind of cute. So I have a project sheet that I'm going to share with my email list subscribers. So if you like everything in a neat, tidy package that you can either view on your iPad or computer or print out and just have a page right in front of you with all the measurements and a photo of the project, if you want one of those, make sure you subscribe to my email list, because then you will be able to get this project sheet for this particular project. So I'm just talking a little bit for those of you who are joining me live, just so I can, so you don't have to jump in at the middle of the project. Of course, this video will be available as a recording. So if you are watching this as a recording later on, please feel free to, jump ahead and fast forward to the actual part where I'm showing you how to make this. So I have to tell you, this project was inspired by Oreos. So I was in the grocery store the other day and I saw that they have this mint hot cocoa mix by Oreo, and I was like, oh, Oreo and Oreos. So I was like, oh, that would be so cool if I had Oreos and Oreos. So that's kind of what inspired it, and I liked that they were kind of the same size, so that made a lot of sense in terms of putting them together. But you can use other mixes, and I'll show you those a little later on when I'm getting to making things. But that is what inspired the project. Now, I do a lot of my own designing because I like to be original. So this project started out, I swear I have at least 10 prototypes for this that I wasn't happy with. And so I just kind of kept remaking, and I would like leave it alone, go away. And it's not that it's a hard project, it's just that I want it to be well made so that it looks nice on, either when you're selling it as a craft fair item or whether you're giving it out as a gift. And I really like it. It's not very hard, but it is, I think, a sweet little project. And the nice thing is, well, we have this Cup of Christmas bundle right now, so it's perfect for the front. But you can decorate it up in different ways too, because there's a nice big space here. It's kind of almost the same size as a portrait size card. So it gives you some, like space if you want to just decorate it up in your own way. But I'll show you how to make it this way. And since a few of you've popped on now, I am going to switch my camera over and I'm going to show you how to make this project. All right. Okay, so I am using the Cup of Christmas bundle, and it comes with the stamp set and the dies. Now, I use both the stamp set and the dies on this project. Of course, you'll want the dies to make the little candy cane. But the stamps, like this little cup right here, is a stamp. So that's kind of nice that you can create a nice kind of two-tone cup right here. And this little greeting fits perfectly on this cup right here. So I just love that you can use both of these together. If you buy the Cup of Christmas as a bundle together, you can save 10% versus just buying them individually. I'm also using these are called the rectangle stitch framelits, and I use that for this layer right here. If you don't have those or you don't want to get them, just cut a rectangle to about the same size, and it won't have the texture stitching on the side, but it will still give you that overall look that I have here. Okay, and here's my project sheet. So I'm going to mail this out to my email list subscribers on Saturday. And don't worry if you didn't subscribe by Saturday. If you're watching this next week, you can still get this project sheet. I will mail that out to you when you subscribe. So it's just a nice little perk of being on my email list, and it just has the instructions. And later on, I haven't quite finished the project sheet yet. That's why I haven't mailed it out or yet. I fill in the video tutorial link here and my blog link, which has more photos on it so that you can easily access things later on. So I'm going to follow along with my project sheet. It also helps me when I'm creating my project, because sometimes when I'm talking, I forget what I need to be doing. All right, so let me set this aside. And the first thing you're going to need is your scoring board. I like to use my Simply Scored scoring board. It is my favorite scoring board ever. And you're going to need 2 pieces of very vanilla cardstock. So these are both 4 inches by 7.5 inches. And if you have any questions, I'm going to try and pop over and look over and see if there's any questions. If there's anything that I skip over that you don't understand, just let me know. That's the beauty of doing it live. I can answer your questions. So you're going to take the first one, and you're going to put the 7.5 inch side up at the top, and then you're just going to score at, let me see right here, at the 1.5 inch mark. That's why I have the measurements here. And I'll do the same for the other one. Very easy. 1.5 and 1.5. All right. We will need our scoring board again, but I'm going to set it aside because I'm going to do everything kind of in order, logical order. So we're going to overlap these 2 pieces. So I'll just take some Tombow. We're going to overlap the skinny segments. And so we're just going to do this, and we'll overlap the 2 pieces. So once you've got those looking like you need to have them, just make sure you burnish it a little bit with your fingers. Now we're going to fold this along the score lines. So you get this. So you can see this is kind of the outer part of my holder here. All right, now we're going to create the little hot cocoa pockets, or the little, well, let me say the pockets are 2 different sizes. So I actually haven't shown you the inside yet. Let me do that real quick. So let me open this up. And here is where our little things reside. So I've got a hot cocoa pocket here, and I've got a cookie pocket here. Now the cookie pocket is a little bit bigger than my hot cocoa pocket. So I want to make sure that, you know, I make one of each. So let me just set this aside for a moment. So we'll start off with the hot cocoa pocket because it's a little smaller. And we're going to take this piece, and this piece measures 4 7/8 inches by 2 inches. Put the long side up at the top, and then you're going to score at the 3/8 inch mark and the 4.5 inch mark. Now, when I'm scoring paper, I want to use the large ball of my stylus tool so it doesn't poke through the paper. So 3/8 and 4.5 inches. I'm also going to score the other pocket as well. And this one, actually, I'm going to be using the red side, but it doesn't matter which side I score on. Let me just move this to the red side. This is the cookie pocket. This one measures 5 1/8 by 2 inches. And we're going to score at the 3/8 inch mark and the 4 3/4 inch mark. Okay, so 2 different sizes. The smaller one is for the hot cocoa. So we'll take this, and we're going to fold this piece along the score lines. Okay, like that. And then we're going to use Tombow here and here. And you're going to just line this up just above the score line right here, and you'll take your first end and you're going to line it up with the side of your hot cocoa holder. and just press that down for a few seconds because you really want to make sure this is going to stay in place. Okay, now this is going to bow out. Okay, it's not going flat down. It's going to bow out. It needs a little bit of bowing, not the airline company, but just bowing out. I'll show you in a second what I mean. So you're just going to line this up right on the edge, right above the score line. And just hold that for a few seconds because you want to make sure that you've got that paper bonding to paper. All right, so you can see, let me hold this up to the camera. Can you see how it's like bowing out a little bit like a U? Now the hot cocoa pocket won't bow out as much as the cookie pocket, but there's just a little bit of that going on. So the same thing, you're going to fold along those score lines, and then you're going to put Tombow on those tabs. And then you're coming over to the opposite side and moving that along the score line. This is the bottom right here. So this scored section in the center is the bottom. And I didn't put a bottom on these pockets because when it's up like this, it's not, the treats will not slide out. So there's no point, and this makes it nice and easy to finish off. And right here, I'm just gonna press this down on this side. And again, this one bows quite a bit. So just kind of press those down and make sure that pocket's gonna be strong and bonded. Okay. All right, so we've got our little holder working. Now I'm just gonna add the front piece, and then we're gonna stick the cookies in. So on this front right here, I'm going to take another piece of the Toile Tidings paper. Now, if you're not familiar with Toile Tidings, it's got some neat patterns. It's got some neutral patterns, like this gingham. The colors are garden green and real red. So on one side's real red and one side's garden green. And that's the same for all the paper. This one's kind of like a sleigh ride paper with a church in the background, and you know, just kind of that. And then you flip it over and it's got the same design on the back in red. So all of these papers are like that. There's also one more really neutral paper if you want to go really neutral. There's this one with the stripes and the stripes on the back. And this one's pretty neutral too, with just the kind of a holly leaf pattern. So you've got some options, but it's a really versatile paper because you can just play with reds and greens, and that's kind of like your traditional Christmas paper. So I've got a piece of 4x6 Toile paper here, and I thought, you know, I'm gonna make this all in reds this time since I made it the main color for my first packet was greens. So I thought, let's make it in red and let's see how that looks. See if we like the look of the red better or the green better. Who knows? Maybe they'll both look good. They'll play off of each other. Especially if you're gonna do this for a craft fair item, I always recommend doing things in different colors because it displays a lot better than if you did them all in the same color. So if you have 2 different colors or 3 different colors, it always looks better. Okay, so we've got that. So now let's go ahead and add our cookies. So I just kind of even out the cookie a little bit, and then I'll slide it in here. And it's a snug fit, but not tight. So, you know, it will fit in there, but not super tight. Now, if you had a cookie that was a little different than mine size-wise, you could just up the length of this band here for the width. And then you're just gonna stick in the hot cocoa mix. And then that will fold up like that. And then I'm gonna take, these are the little, what do they call these? Mini library clips. I'm just going to grab this and add this to the top. And that way it stays closed, but it's really easy to open and close. And I kind of like that it's not like a ribbon that you have to untie and tie back up. So it's just kind of easy peasy like that. So the other things that you can put in here, Swiss Miss, like I showed you in the, oh, actually this one's still open. Swiss Miss fits in here on the same size as the Oreo packets. So that's a good option. And what I did is I bought this pack. This is like a snack pack with 12 of these little cookie packets, and you get Oreos, Nutter Butters, and Chips Ahoy. So you can make a variety, like if you don't want to, if you want to do the Swiss Miss with Chips Ahoy instead of Oreos, you can do that. Or I also saw they have a full pack of the Oreos. If you like Oreos, if you think that's cool, then you could do all Oreos. So that gives you some options of things that you could put in here other than this Oreo hot cocoa mix, which I'm not sure if this is available everywhere, but I'm pretty sure Swiss Miss is available almost everywhere. Okay, so now let's decorate up the front, and I'm going to take a piece of this, oh, what is it called? Metallic, it's called the gold metallic edge ribbon. I'm just going to slide this through here, underneath, like behind that cookie. Okay, so I'll just slide this around here to the side, and I'm going to do a little knot, grab my locking tweezers, and then I'll do, like, I'm trying to think, okay, this one goes this way, this one will come around, come on. Then I can unattach that. And this ribbon just nicely sits right above the pocket, so you don't really have to worry about it sliding down. It just kind of stays right there. Let me grab my scissors, and then I will just give this a little chomp and chomp so it looks nice on the ends. And that was about 14 inches. And then you're going to take a piece of this, that rectangle stitch die. This one measures approximately 3 inches by 4 1/4 inches. And what I'll do is I'm going to stick some dimensionals on the back of here. See, I'm gonna wait, and I'm gonna put my cups right on here so that it will be easier to put them on before I add them to the front. So earlier I cut 2 of the cups in Very Vanilla. So just grab this. I ran these 2 dies through with some Very Vanilla cardstock, and now I'm going to stamp them. So I'm going to want a garden green polka dot mug, because I'm kind of doing opposite colors that I did for my first design. So let me just turn this around, make sure I get good coverage. That looks good. Let me stand up so I don't stick my head in that camera. So when I'm centering this, I'm looking at the handle. Make sure the handle looks centered. And if you've got the handle centered, you should be pretty good on the rest of the mug. Let me peel that off. See, that looks pretty good. And then let me grab some real red, and we'll stamp this greeting on here, and this says Sweet Christmas Wishes. Now if you wanted to do a left-handed mug, you just stamp on the opposite side. And so I'll just kind of center this in the center of the mug, like that. And then, so now what we want to do is I want to add this kind of down here. So I'll grab my little mug, and I'm doing it about 1/8 of an inch from the side and about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom. And then I'll take my next mug and add it over here. But I want to actually, I've got my candy cane. Ooh, you know what? I don't like the red on red. That does not look good. I'm going to go grab some garden green cardstock and run this through with my garden green real quick. I didn't anticipate that not looking good. So let me just run over across the room and run this through real quick. Yeah. Sometimes designs in your head don't look as good later on. But I think having a green candy cane will look cool. Okay, so I just ran that through. So let's do a green candy cane. And I'm sorry, I think my landscaping company is here and there's a lot of noise and wind in the background. I hope my speaker's not picking that up. So I am just putting some Tombow on the back of this. And before you think I'm very decadent and have a landscaping company, we rent this house, and the landlord wants to have the yard taken care of, so it's part of our rental agreement that we have a landscaper. So that was part of the deal. We did our own yard for many, many, many years, so this is like a real luxury for us. To have someone come in, but they don't always come in on the same day, so just good luck scheduling whatever you want to schedule alive around your landscaping. Okay, so I think that's going to look better. It will pop a little bit more. So I'm just going to add this onto here. Trying to kind of copy what I did on my other one. Yeah, I think that looks good. Let me tip the candy cane just a little bit. Okay. That looks good. It's loud for me, but maybe it's not loud for you. I'm sorry. Okay, so let me press down on that a little bit. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? Just hold on. I'm gonna close my window. Just hold on. Sorry about that, guys. That's what happens with a live video, and I had the window open in the other room. And the guy was out there with a leaf blower right by my window. Inhaled some gasoline smell fumes while I was out there. So I'm going to add this on here with the dimensionals. And then just kind of center it. I'm going to stand up. When I'm centering stuff, I always have to stand up so I get the bird's eye view. You know what? If you're doing a bunch of these, I'm going to clip this in a second. I lost my little library clip. So when I'm doing a bunch of these and I want them all to look the same, I kind of line them up so that I kind of got the same line going on. Okay, ooh, I like that. Let me grab a library clip for the other one so I can stand both of them up and see how they look. There. there. Aren't those cute? I think they turned out really well, and I like the fact that I've got like a red one and a green one. Kind of did the opposite effect. So I think these will look kind of nice, like displayed out. And you could even do other colors, but not with this paper, because we've only got the red and green colors with this particular paper. So let me scroll up and see if I've got any questions. All right, I don't have any questions right now. Let me switch back my camera. So for those of you who are joining me late, don't forget to subscribe to my email list, because I'm going to mail out a project sheet to my subscribers tomorrow. And so it will be just really easy if you want to make this project, because it's got everything on one page, easy peasy. And if you like my videos, don't forget to can't speak. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to get notifications when there is a new video, there's a new little thing where there's a little bell that you click on, and that gives you the notifications. Like if I'm going live or something, I'm trying to schedule my lives about 24 hours in advance, so that you'll get notice that it's coming up if you want to join me live. So don't forget to subscribe, and then also do the notifications for that. Now, if you love the Cup of Christmas bundle, I've been featuring it all week. You can get that right on my blog. The link is below. Just click right through to my blog. Down at the bottom, there's a clickable supply list, and you can see all the supplies I used for this project. All right, guys, I'm so glad that you were able to join me this week. And I hope you liked this project, because I know that even though it might have been like a little bit simple, I think it's like the simple ones that are kind of the wows, because I know that you could make a bunch of these to sell or a bunch of these to give out, and they wouldn't take a ton of time. And that's what I really like about this project. It's easy. The products that you would use to fill them, like the hot cocoa and cookies, are really easy to get, and they're not that expensive. So I think it's a great project for that. Okay, well, I hope to see you next week again with some new projects. Happy November, everyone, and thank goodness it's Friday, right? Have a great weekend, and I will see you back here next week with some more videos. Take care. Bye-bye.